In this today's life, with more than 49,000 cases per day, Indonesia is now a major epicenter of the COVID-19. This keeps the community restriction still continuing and makes a big dilemma in how to make money and survive, yet limiting the transmission of the virus is a must. So no wonder, almost all sectors have experienced instability, including the education sectors. Over the past 2 years, all schools have changed from face-to-face learning systems to online learning systems. Unfortunately, these changes have made the students feel extremely hard to understand the online learning materials and the teachers who find it difficult to implement the online learning systems by themselves. Not only it makes both students and teachers getting crazy, but also the parents who have to sit down their kids during the online classes, yet they have to continue their responsibilities. I understand it may be a very difficult time for the government to face the Indonesia's education sectors, but prioritizing it to get vaccine compared to the most needed one, which is medical workers, is quite impossible. Not only that, giving digital literacy for those people who may really focus on how to survive during this pandemic is kind of a challenge. So that's why I choose maximizing the potential of innovative blended, online and offline learning greater education access in the post-pandemic era as the most possible topics that can make the Indonesia's education sectors better. Greetings to the honorable judges, the students committee members, and all of the audience. I'm Sukma Prasanthi from SMA Negeri 2 Pulau Bali, optimistically believe that this topic is the only one that can bring us to the better education and make a leap step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a term said, learn not to give a feast, but teach how to feast. If you give a feast, you will feed someone for a day. But if you teach how to feast, you will feed someone for a lifetime. The previous education had made the students become an instant student. When the teachers tell A, most of the students will think and tell the exact same thing because they used to feed by the teachers. This puts students at the higher risk of dependency, less critical thinking, and uncreativity. So no wonder if they feel dramatically difficult during the online learning systems by now. The good news is today's education is kind of a winning process for the students and teachers. We know it always feels hard when the mom winning from the baby, but later the baby becomes more independent. It's exactly the same with our education process right now. I believe most of the students feel hard and tired during the online learning systems by now, but later they will get used to it and become more independent. By presenting a small group discussions or SGD can make the online learning systems more effective. SGD is a group that contain 4 to 5 students, which they have to share their own ideas, thoughts, or opinions based on the topics that are given by the teachers. It also conducts through online platforms such as Zoom, Google Classrooms, and others. After that, each small group can present their ideas in the entire class through online classes. So, teachers need to supervise the students' group discussions. SGD give opportunity to the students to be more individually and be more initiative to emphasize the study materials on their own and have a better understanding of the lesson. Can you imagine when this pandemic era ends soon and we start going to school again? Yes, sure, we'll be very happy. But most important thing is we have a great opportunity to combine the online and offline learning systems. But how? Well, simply, we can be inspired by the Australia's university, where they only go to schools for 4 to 5 hours per day in only 3 days per week. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, we spend for like 7 to 8 hours per day in 5 to 6 days per week. It's such a really long time, and most of the students feel exhausted. By minimizing the time of offline learning systems, 4 to 5 hours per day, The rest of the students' times can be done in online learning systems. Online learning system here means that the students can do their own research through online platforms in their home so that they have a better understanding through the lesson. But we can't do this by ourselves, right? The government have a big role to make this program successfully. As we understand, there's a minimum access of Wi-Fi, especially in small places, and the difficulties to have mobile data or quota. So in this case, the government have to subsidize mobile data and quota equally for both students and teachers and improve the access of Wi-Fi availability, especially in villages or interland. By then, maximizing the innovative blended online and offline learning education can be done successfully. I believe it can be a momentum transformation for us to improve the quality of education in Indonesia, and we can make a leap step forward to catch up with other countries such as Canada, Singapore, China, and other countries. They're Indonesian. We don't want this pandemic to be the reason that Indonesia's education sector drops down, right? So in this pandemic era, instead just blame the government because of their trial and error method, or get more and more frustrated because of the lasting activity restriction, let's focus on the bright side. During this pandemic, we can develop what we have now, which is online learning systems, with providing SGD, so that we can maximize the innovative blended online and offline learning systems to make the Indonesia's education sector better. I give this speech not only to give you a wider picture of this topic that can improve the coming future, but it's also something that we can do in the post-pandemic era. I also want to inspire my fellows that this is a good way to get a better education. Don't ask what Indonesia has given to you, but ask what you have given to Indonesia. It's time for us to go together to make this Indonesian education sector better. The better education, the brighter our future will be. Thank you. Have a great day.